Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
This is a barter for us. We have the opportunity to get 2 Kuni-Kuni pigs. They were just born. They're probably about 2 weeks old right now. And we were going to be able to buy them, so that we bought a female, and she eventually became a breeder for us. And then we didn't want to have the male yet. They're brother and sister, so we're just having the male as a meat one, but that will be in 2 years, because they take about 2 years. But it was going to cost us the same amount that we were going to sell this one for. And they don't have any pigs to eat right now, so we're just swapping. We're giving them this one, and they're going to come and help process it. And we're going to get 2 babies. And these babies that we're getting are pasture pigs, so they don't eat much grain, and they're going to follow behind the cows, and it's going to be great. So we have a lot of infrastructures to work to get all that straightened out with our perimeter fence, but we're really excited about this opportunity. Look at this, that these hogs are given to us.
Oh, it's feeling hot today. It's not used to this much heat, and what is it, 55 degrees or something?
Is it that much?
I don't know. It's not much is the point, but the sun's out and they think it's hot.
So let's tell what happened and why we are here in their pen.
The other day while we were doing the woodshed and all that went on with the extra wood, the pigs apparently wanted to be closer to us, so they went to the corner of the fence that was closest to us and started pushing on it, and lo and behold, things came apart. They're pretty big and pretty strong, and they didn't know that they couldn't do it, so they did it, and out they came. So we got them back in, coaxing them with food, of course. And
was this the first time?
That's the first time. So we got things fastened back together, and that's where Rhenda hurt her hand fastening things back together.
They don't know about me hurting my hand.
Oh dear. Okay, you got more of a story to tell, it sounds like.
Unless they looked at my blog.
Yep. Well, it talks about it in the blog, so you might consider going there to get that explanation. Anyway, we got that fastened back together, kept working on things, and it was a while. And down in the lower pasture, I see them going across the pasture, which is not the area we had fenced in for them. So we came back, got them back in, and I actually helped them back in the place they got out of. There was a place in the fence that they broke apart. It was the weakest part of the fence. We knew that it could be a problem. And what our hope was is they wouldn't dilly-dally there very long. They'd want to get to the area where they had stuff to eat. Well, pigs are pigs, and they test everything, and they tested this and broke out. So we took apart our hooped trellis in our garden, which we're not going to be using until May. And we took the hog panels from there and reinforced the run that they have. We're only going to have these pigs here for another month or so, and then we won't need this here, and it's before we need it on the garden, we can move it back to the garden. So that's fine. But now this is much stronger. It's held on better, bigger, heavier duty stuff. They can't just push through. So,
but they were confined to this crummy little pen the last 2 days because it was Saturday night when this happened, right?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So with us out here, they're not acting normal. They're just kind of hoping we give them a little bit more to eat. While we're out here, they're not doing their normal thing because they think we're going to feed them more. We actually gave them some
milk,
stripped milk, and so they're expecting more to come, which it's not supper time yet. So anyway, that's the pig saga. And
that was the chicken.
Oh.
This is the chicken that we named Jumper because she's never in where she's supposed to be, ever. She jumps all the fences and goes wherever she wants. When everybody else is confined, she goes in with the pigs and eats. So that is our number 1 animal that we want to talk about. We've got 2 more.
Okay. One of these 5 chickens is starting to do something that sounds a little bit like early crowing. And I believe I've seen it be Faith. Now, we did some investigation on Niederheimer chickens, and it's difficult to sex them according to what we're reading. It's kind of hard to tell until they start growing up. So we don't know whether to say he or she at this point. The tail feathers, which were distinctly hen type tail feathers, are changing. And around the neck, the feathers are growing out to where it looks like a rooster would look.
She still doesn't have the comb.
The comb is not there yet. So we did some looking at photos of Niederheimers, the hens and the roosters. Her markings are more like what they show for roosters. And the little red one we think is going to be a rooster.
Definitely going to be a rooster. Now, so this is what we think. This little mama and all her little chickadees is really a rooster with his harem. So we've changed her name from Faith to Faithful because he's very faithful with his babies. So we're just going to keep watching and we'll report back when we know. But from all the markings that we look at, Faith is now Faithful. We're out here in the cow pasture because Faith was our number 2.
That was Faithful.
Faithful.
Who knows?
Is our number 2 animal that we wanted to tell you about. And our third animal that we want to tell you about involves these two. We have the opportunity to, in about a week, get a bottle calf, a little bull that'll just barely be born. And we're hoping that Missy will nurse and that we can get this one off. We don't know.
He wants to be the cameraman.
Hold the camera.
I better hold
He'll
this.
be knocking it
I better
off.
hold this and let you do the talking.
Okay. So it's a really inexpensive way for us to get another calf, and we'll take it and go and do what we need to. We still have colostrum from Missy when she first delivered, and before he was eating, we only fed 1 bag. And I think we loaned 1 bag out to somebody or gave 1 bag. So I think we still have 5 or 6 bags of colostrum, and they feed the babies colostrum as soon as they're born, and then they call us and we go pick them up. And yes, we know it's a lot of work, and we're hoping that Missy will accept her. I guess she's accepted babies before. Him.
This is a bull.
This is a bull, and we will make sure that it's not a bull. In fact, if we can stop by the vet on the way, we will. And it will be much smaller than this one. I believe they're jerseys. They're a Jersey bull. But it will be a wonderful way for us to get another animal that can be pets with this one, because this one likes to play. Don't you? Don't you? Did I hurt your feelings, huh?
Just scratch me. Scratch
Did I hurt you? Oh, scratch you. Okay. Anyway, it's a really, we're going to pay $80 for it is all we're going to have to pay. And we're really thrilled. We found it on Craigslist, and we're on their wait list. So it's a fun way to be able to do it. Yes, it's work, but it'll be really good. So that's our 3 animal changes that we wanted to tell you about. 1, we're getting 2 Kuni-Kunis in about 6 weeks, and we're trading one of our pigs for it. And number 2, Faith is Faithful. And number 3, Missy's getting a new baby. And if she doesn't, then we're spending some time feeding a calf, more than we had thought we might, but we are ready to do it, knowing that if Missy takes her, that's just a gift. Otherwise, we're not giving it to her.
Cleanup time today. We had a few things in here that we didn't want in here. We got this pile of lath. This came out of the attic area when it was redone. There's this pile here and that one over there. We're working on this one today. There's also a pile of logs over there. So we're
which are actually right here.
And turning it all into firewood. The lath is not perfect, but some of it's long enough that we can use. We're going to save that aside. Well, let me show you, for example, we're always needing to fasten things up. Perfect use of that, but the stuff that's shorter, really not good for much except to be thrown away. Although it's old wood, I think it's like an oak. It's definitely it's 30, 40 years old or more. It's very dry.
30 or 40? The house was built in 1940.
Let's go with 80. So it's definitely dry, and for the most part, I mean, I see a couple places where there's like glue or something that got on it at some point, but most of it's just wood. So it'll burn nicely. It's great for helping the fire start because it ignites easy, it's not large, and it gets the firebox heated up so that the chimney gets heated up so the draw is better, which is what you're supposed to do with the firebox. Right here is all the cut up logs that were over there. Right here is where all that lath and other stuff was piled up. It's now put in other places. Let's just say it's out of the way. Put a couple of pallets down here. The logs we have cut already.
Over there.
Which are over there. We're going to stack on here, then stack these little ones on it, and cover it with a tarp so that it can stay relatively dry.
And
we are hoping to get our hands on a log splitter soon so we can split this stuff up into kindling so we can use it in our fireplace.
Because we've got all of this in here.
We have all of this that needs split, and then this new stuff that we're getting in here needs all split. So.
And I'm going to say, this is where it comes in that we don't want to do this as seniors, this splitting stuff, because it tires you out.
We need equipment to do it, real equipment. We're finished for the day. We've done a lot of work. We actually did some things we didn't plan on doing, and we accomplished what we were going to accomplish, plus some. So all of this wood comes from a couple different places, but it's wood that needs split. It's now stacked here. We're going to cover it so it can stay dry.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
And we put everything in here that we can to help it stay dry. A lot of it needs to be split.
Most of it.
Most of it.
Still have a pile of lath here.
The lath still needs dealt with. We hadn't planned on dealing with this side. We were doing the west side, but not the east side. This pile here is
substantially different.
Yeah, much more gone than it was before. But the saw told me it was tired, and I agreed. Enough for one day.
So we have these 2 tubs, and these are full of lath. We put some bark on the top of them. These are full of cut up lath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 containers and 1 to go into the house. So we have a lot of fire starters. We feel like we are much more prepared for this short winter.